Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Digital Marketing Intensive. You're going to be spending a lot of time with me, so hold tight. But I guarantee I it will be a lot of fun, okay? My goal here is to share everything I know about digital marketing with you. Now, listen, what makes this unique is because you're learning directly from me, from my experience. I stumbled into this somehow you know, somehow in 2009. There's no one single day since 2009. So I don't know when you're watching this. There's not one single day that I haven't spent on some kind of digital marketing activity in one shape, form, or the other. So I have a lot that I want to share with you. I've tried to put some structure to this because I don't want to be all over the place, but I also want to speak from the heart so you can have something truly unique, right? You could have gone to Rutgers University somewhere, Columbia University, and then they would teach you some kind of robotic form of digital marketing. Those things are good for what they're good for, but you're gonna definitely get something extremely unique here. Okay, it's gonna be very unique. So, with that being said, I want you to relax. If you have to grab a glass of wine, I really don't care. Whatever is gonna make you relax, so that you can really, really get this in and make it a lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle. I want you to truly internalize everything I'm going to be sharing with you. I want it to become second nature. It is second nature for me at this point. But we're going to try to pull this off in 15 weeks. We can do it. Okay, we can do it. That's more than enough time. As a matter of fact, I've I've done that. Not just 15 weeks, but also just in as simple as 7 days, 11 days. But I figure since this is going to be a lifestyle, this is going to be directly has to do with your income, your business, right? The rest of your life, this skill set is going to pay you off really, really nicely. Okay. So with that being said, just relax. Like I said, a bottle of water is probably better than a glass of wine, right? But the point here is that this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. Today I want to go through an overview, right, of what you should look forward to. The information here will change your life. You will never be the same after going through this program. Okay, and that's a good thing. Okay, just so you know, that's a good thing. All right. An average human being will never stumble into this opportunity. Okay, or they would deem it as not necessary, and that's fine because that's what makes it stand out. All right. So with that being said, we're going to, what is digital marketing? What is digital marketing? You and I'm going to be very free with you. I will jump on Google. I will go back and forth. I will share my own insights, and then we're going to do it together just like that. What is digital marketing? First of all, right? Let me go ahead and open this up right here. This is the structure that we're going to use to learn everything. We're going to have the knowledge. I'm going to share the knowledge with you. We're also going to do some practical, and also you're going to have homework, because it's very easy to jump into a program, listen, and then before you know it, you're skipping 1 week, 2 weeks, and listen, I want you to get certified. Okay, so my Empire Pro is going to certify you. Okay, that means you may have to do a little test. Okay, but also I want to prepare you for some of the certifications out there. Okay, personally, I am Advanced Google Analytics certified. I am a PMP certified, Project Management Institute professional. I am certified with Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, right, and WhatsApp, for associate digital marketing. I want you to get at least those, right, and then potentially take it beyond that. Now, I didn't need to be certified. I got certified long after I've been practicing digital marketing for a long time. But I just thought, it would be fun to do, right? And I want you to take it that seriously, right? And pay attention to it, all right? So I want to be fully transparent with you. I'm going to use the structure, what, why, how, and then you're going to have a homework, okay? What, why, how, you're going to have a homework. It's something you should know anyway. It's part of digital marketing, but I'm going to use the same structure in sharing the curriculum with you, okay? All right, so like I said, I'm gonna jump in and out and Google stuff because I want you to also get in the habit of learning how to Google stuff. Search on Google for any terminologies that you're not clear about, that you want to learn more about. And also, Google is the number one market research tool anyway, right? So you might as well get used to and I'm sure you already are. You probably ask Google all the questions, but it's even much more important in what we're doing right now. Okay. So when I say digital marketing intensive 15 weeks, I really mean that. It's not just something where you jump in and I read a bunch of slides to you. No, I want you to engage this like your life depends on it. Okay, like your life depends on it, and then be able to say, you know what, it was quite unique. And then after that, I want you to turn around and say, you need to go join that program, right? So, and then also we'll make that easy for you and you'll be compensated for that. You'll be compensated for that as well. All right. So with that being said, what is digital marketing? So the first W stands for what? And let's see what digital marketing, and then I'll add my own insights. So I don't want to come here and already prepare a definition for you or anything like that. Let's see what Google is saying about that, right? And again, I will have my own insights, and there are going to be moments where I said Google is absolutely wrong, because what is Google? Google is a bathroom wall. Everyone is slapping content on it, and sometimes you just never know who is authentic, right? You know who is authentically good at marketing, because clearly when you Google and you find them, that means they did a good job with marketing, right? But that's not necessarily true with the content that you see. So you have to use discernment, right? So let's go and take a look at what Google has to say about digital marketing. Let's first of all type digital marketing, right? And see what it says. So we have a definition here on the side. So Wikipedia, obviously, it's the number one source for many people. Many people will say Wikipedia is not a good source, blah, blah, blah. That's literally blah, blah, blah. Somehow, every time you Google, at least they're good at marketing, right? So there's a good chance that they don't want to drop off that pedestal. So they will put some effort to make sure it's real, right? But again, I will adjust accordingly if there's anything with search and it doesn't make sense, right? So digital marketing, according to Wikipedia here, digital marketing is the component of marketing that uses the internet and online-based digital technologies such as desktop computers, mobile phones, and other digital media platforms to promote products and services. Okay? So I would add brand. Sometimes all you're promoting is a brand, awareness for a brand. I would add brand to that. Let's see what this one says. This is Marketo. It's another huge digital marketing platform. I think they have softwares at enterprise levels that you will encounter at some point. Either we're talking about Marketo or you're talking about HubSpot. Those are some of the things you will get familiar with as time goes on here, right? What is digital marketing? Also known as online marketing, also known as internet marketing. When I started, it was called internet marketing. It's still called internet marketing, but right now at enterprise level is digital marketing, okay? Refers to advertising delivered through digital channels. So that's obvious, right? To promote brands. So there you go. So you would think I probably read that, but I didn't, okay? But you need to understand that in the time that we live in right now, just promoting a product or a service is not enough. You need to make sure that you're accompanying that with a brand, okay? Speaking of brand, right, we have myempirepro.com, the platform you're on right now, myempirepro.com, right? So we have that right here. This is our brand, right? So there is a logo, right? There are books, there are services, there are this digital marketing intensive 15 weeks. Oh, by the way, if you paid $4,997 to get into this training. Congratulations to you, because I'm not sure anyone else can value this program the way you would value this program. Okay, so congratulations to you if that's what you paid to join this program, because I think you will take it more seriously. Typically, not everyone, other people, maybe they got a scholarship of some sort to get into this program, they will get from it too. But I think the more you pay for it, I think the more seriously you take anything. When you pay attention, right? So congratulations to you. But again, brand right there, right? So we don't know what I'm selling yet until, but what you're selling is just as important as the brand. But the brand is what sticks in the brain and what makes people remember you for what you are. So branding, dressing up what you're trying to sell, packaging it in a way that people can remember is key to all of this, right? We'll talk more about that as time goes on. Digital channels to promote brands and connect potential customers using the internet and other forms of digital communication such as search, websites, and social media, right? So that's digital marketing. Quickly right there, like it's everything, right? It's everything that we have today. Essentially, we have, and we're gonna cover a lot over the next 15 weeks, but I want to do it in a way that, again, it becomes second nature when you see these things. Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk. You're going to get every week. You're going to get a new training like this one, released into your, accessible inside of in your membership hub inside of My Empire Pro. You can always log in at the top right here. Okay, so market research. We're going to talk about market research. Nothing happens unless you do proper research, right? Just knowing your product is not enough. We're going to talk about performance metrics. How do we measure success, right? How do we track success? Because SMART goals is key here. FYI, if you haven't read the book, make sure this is a prerequisite to this program. Okay, I don't know when you're watching this, if it's already released or not, right? At the time of recording this, we have it set to be released on November 15, 2022. The program will be updated at least once a year. Okay, so but if you enter your information here, you should at this point already have 3 chapters, okay, 3 or 4 chapters that you can start consuming right away by way of a video. Okay, so it's a prerequisite. So let me just make sure I put that here as prerequisite, because it's going to help you understand everything I'll be sharing with you even better. Okay, read digital marketing certified. It's free, so you can download it for free. So you can also buy it if you prefer a Kindle or a physical book. I prefer a physical book a lot of times, so maybe you're like me, but for less than $20 you can have that delivered to you. All right, once it's released, of course. So you want to read it 10 to 15 times. And they're like, oh, we don't have time. 10 to 15 times. Trust me. You create time for what matters, right? So attempt it. At least attempt it, okay? 10 to 50 times. Every single time you read it, you'll find out it's different, okay? So just trust me on that, okay? Make sure you read it 10 to 15 times. That's prerequisite right there. Okay, so that's digital marketing right there. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, back to here. So again, we're gonna cover digital marketing analytics, right? Okay. The reason why I reference back to the book is because you will learn something called the SMART goals in there. SMART goals is specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, right? Reachable, and time bound, right? Bottom line is that you can track your progress, right? So we need to talk about how do we measure the progress in all of this, right? You're going to be doing your own projects, okay? Building out your own website, building out your own YouTube channel, building out your own Facebook page, and things like that, okay? Your own Instagram page, creating your own profile, your own business Facebook page, your business. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about, okay? But again, relax. We're going to do this in a way you're able to internalize it. It's not about cramming or memorizing stuff. It's not necessary. It's about knowing it. It's that knowing that you know it, right? So we're also going to talk about digital marketing analytics. Like I said, I'm advanced Google Analytics certified with Google. Content marketing, search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertising, social media marketing, copywriting, mastery, video marketing. That's essentially YouTube primarily. We're going to talk about that. Email marketing, not just sending emails to your friends and family. We're talking about list building, and that's something you'll learn in the book as well. Affiliate marketing. Then we're going to do a certification overview. Like I said, I do want you to get certified. Okay, I want you to go through here. You're going to get certified here, but I want you to get certified at least with Meta and Google Analytics, okay? Because it's just another level entirely when you're able to measure and track your progress, okay, in real time, okay? So yeah, and on the last week we'll do a question and answer, and I'll give you proper instructions on how we go about that, and then we'll continue to build out the program. All right. So now, why digital marketing? Why digital marketing? There's multiple reasons for digital marketing, right? There's multiple reasons. Let's jump into that really quickly, right? First of all, let's talk about your career path. This is income opportunity, a massive income opportunity for you. Okay, you literally get to write yourself a check with this skill set, okay? But let's look at some of the possibilities of what's possible out there. There are more, not probably. There are more opportunities, but at least for the sake of this session, I've identified 20 plus remote job opportunities, okay? So if you're like, I'm not an entrepreneur like you, I just want to get a job, right? There are 20 plus remote jobs and let's say 5, okay? It's more like 5 business opportunities that we have identified. I want to share some of them with you, and you can, part of your homework today is, let me just tell you right now, I want you to go on Indeed.com and go into your LinkedIn and go under the job tabs and search each one of these jobs. Okay, and after you've done that, I want you to send an email to homework@myempirepro.net and share with me what your thoughts are in terms of the endless opportunities that's attached to the skill set that you're about to learn over the next 15 weeks. That's your homework. Oh, by the way, the homework will be a part of the grading system for your certification from My Empire Pro. Okay, if you're diligent in submitting your own works, it will make it easier for you to get the passing mark. Okay, it affects everything. Okay, so please take it seriously when I say do a homework. Okay, so that's your first homework right there. You will go into Indeed.com and go into LinkedIn as well. If you don't have an account on them, create an account. Okay, this is also going to help you build out your resume. Okay, because there's certain specific things that they ask for, and then you being able to come back here on the last week and say, this is a question, Ola, I saw this, right? And I'm not sure you covered it, but can you cover it, or can you create a training around this? How do we get certified on this, and things like that? Okay, so let's talk about the jobs really quickly. There are 6 categories of jobs that I've identified, right? Jobs or business opportunities, like I said, right? So I'm going to put plus in front of this. This is actually a plus. But let's go into the digital marketing. Now, digital marketing is like an umbrella. It's like an umbrella of the whole thing, right? The truth is that when I started years ago, you did everything. You're essentially a digital marketer. We called it internet marketer at the time. Okay, you did everything, and the enterprise level types of businesses out there, they weren't engaging digital marketing like that. It was a lot of agencies and a lot of yellow book type of deals, but we know that yellow books is obsolete. It's a thing of the past, right? Thing of the past. So digital marketing is like an umbrella of everything, right? But nonetheless, there are jobs out there that want you to kind of know. It's still very much in infancy, right? So a lot of jobs out there, they want you to kind of have an idea of everything, right? Have an idea, even if there's one thing you specialize in out of the rest of the other 5 here, right? They kind of want you to have an idea. Plus, it's helpful when you're working in one department and you're able to relate to what people are saying a little bit faster from the other department. So maybe they're coming from analytics and things like that, right? So, in fact, but digital marketing, even though it's an umbrella of everything, you can also group the analytics side of things under it, like data analytics, right? So there's a little bit of data science. There's a lot of data science in digital marketing. Okay. So, but you can group that under digital marketing. Okay, just for those of you that may see digital marketing analytics, digital marketing analyst, right? Things like that, consultant. But you'll see more like analyst, right? That's basically knowing how to look at data and interpret data, right? So anyway, let's go under this. Under this, and each one of this, you will have a entry level type of position called a specialist, and then you have strategist, and then you have manager, and then you can be an instructor at a school, kind of like here at my Empire Pro. You can actually be an instructor when we get to that stage, all right? That's a job opportunity, right? So this is not, again, this is very young, and it's going to take different shapes and forms for years to come, right? But because you're a professional, you will continue to engage in continuing education, and then guess what? You can actually have a 6-figure income around being an instructor, okay? So, all right, good. So that's digital marketing. That's already 4 different job opportunities, right? All you have to do is just go and search this inside of Indeed and LinkedIn, and you will see jobs everywhere, okay? And then you can also change around the different strings, search phrases, and see what comes up, right? So that's just on the digital marketing, which is again umbrella, right, of everything. And even at this stage, I can even add digital marketing analyst. Okay, sometimes it will say data analyst, right? So these are, sometimes it will say insight analyst, right? There's different things, but once you search it, the search engines are smart enough to come up with different versions and variations of this different strings, right? But there's also under search engine optimization, okay? That's what SEO stands for, just in case you don't know. Right? It's possible that you don't know. Search engine optimization. A search engine is basically a website you go to search for information, aka Google, Yahoo, YouTube, right? So when you optimize a piece of content for the search engines, that means you there's some best practices and things you do to make a website rank at the top, because for every time you search something, right, there are literally thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of results that shows up, right? How do you get yours to the top? And that's what SEO is about. So for example, when I searched digital marketing earlier, right? Let's check out how many zeros is this. This is a million right here, and this is billion. There are 2.5 billion results. That's basically trying to rank for number 1 here, right? This is the search engine right here, YouTube, Google, right? So as you can see, some of this says ad. That means they paid to be in this zone, right? But right below the ads, we have this website ranking at number 1. How did Marketo manage to rank at number 1 here? It's called search. They optimized that particular web page for the search engines. If I go into this, you can see how the article is, how the article. Now, they're giving away good content almost for free, right? Well, they know why they're doing that. We're going to talk more about that as we get into the program, right? So, but anyway, they're ranking here, and then we also have others ranking in the questions area. Kajabi is ranking in the questions, right? So we have all of these different placements on the search engines, right? Optimizing your content or your website to show up in this, at least above the fold here. That's called search engine optimization. But you can also still get traffic below this page. As I'm scrolling through, you can see there's some more placements here. There's some more ads here. You can see even Wikipedia is ranking at the bottom here. But not really, because they're also ranking, because they're authority website. Somehow YouTube, Google has this level of authority and respect for that website. They're actually showing it as a widget on the side. But that's search engine right there, just in case you need to understand what I am talking about. So you can be a SEO specialist, a strategist, right? A strategist is typically somebody who is more like an analyst as well too, right? You're able to look at the numbers and suggest. You can make suggestions for changes and pivoting and optimization. Like, you can look at the results of the department, and and the SEO manager is essentially somebody who is managing projects as well as resources, people, and things like that. And you already know, SEO instructor is somebody who teaches this stuff, right? It's job opportunities, right? And also we have the email marketing. Email marketing is a big deal. These are all things that I practice here for the past 2009. So I will be showing you real life examples of what we do here at My Empire Pro. Okay. So again, I'll be logging in. I'll be showing you. This is things you won't necessarily see in a conventional class setting. I will log into my account and show you what I am up to. Okay. So, but as far as jobs are concerned, specialist again, strategist again, when we send out emails, there's open rates, there's click rates, how many people are clicking, how many people are opening these emails, and performance, A/B split testing of titles and things like that, right? So these are jobs attached to that as well. Content marketing, right? So this content marketing, content is so many things. It's not just search engine optimization. Is search engine optimization is essentially optimizing content for the search engines, but creating the content itself is, it's work, right? So you could be, if you like writing, you like creating videos, you're creative, generally speaking, this is something these are job opportunities out there when you go through this program. Okay. Social media, same thing. Okay. Same thing. Social media, right? Social media specialist, right? A specialist, you could be a community manager, right? Help somebody manage their group and help them manage how information is going in and out. So back in the days, it was just a contact page on the website, right? So if you go to let's go here. If you go under at the bottom here, we have a contact us page, right? This contact us page will typically be what most companies had for the longest, but now people can reach out to people through text messages, phone still, yes, they can reach out through a community tab on YouTube. They can reach out. So you can be a community manager, somebody who actually helps a company collect all of this info, because any one of those messages can transform to a sales, right? Can transform to a big time client, right? So do you think somebody is willing to pay someone a six-figure to manage all of that and make sure that the messages are coming to the right place, right? Of course, right? So a lot of those outlets and channels where messages can come into the company is on social media, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, right? on TikTok, right? So social media specialist can be one or more of any of those things, right? A strategist is somebody who actually creates a plan around managing all of this, right? And continues to optimize the plan based off of the results that they're getting, right? And then the social media manager is probably somebody again who manages projects and resources, right? Hey, we're trying to roll out a social media campaign, a social media campaign, social media content campaign, things like that, right? But the better you are at these jobs, you can, your next job could be a strategist. It gets a little bit extra more money. It's extra $20,000-$30,000, right? Pay, right? So for entry level, you're probably looking at around $60,000 to $70,000 a year, right? $60,000 to $80,000 a year. And when you're dealing with being an instructor, especially if you're doing it the way I will show you here, you're probably, you control your income here. As a manager, you can make as much as up to $120,000-$130,000 a year, right? So again, on any one of these roles, right? So, but then my favorite is, for obvious reasons, because that's what I do, is digital marketing entrepreneurs. There are opportunities. There are not just five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6. So a digital home business, okay? You can own a digital home business. There are so many ways around that, okay? E-commerce businesses are also popular. We're not going to cover that too much in details here. We're just talking about digital marketing in general, and we'll go into some more details in terms of marketing, not the actual platforms, right? I will give examples. I will give you real life examples of everything we do here at My Empire Pro. And so digital home business is a real thing. Digital marketing agency, you can actually be a consultant for actual companies out there and market for them. You can help them market. And we also have a program that's coming up here later where you can bring in and then you get paid for bringing in clients. Bringing in clients, we handle all the work and then you just get paid, right? But marketing agency back in the days used to be the people that will collect money from you and then will help you place an ad inside of a yellow book or somewhere in the middle of town on 90th Street in New York City. Those are all marketing agency. But now we have digital marketing agency, people that manage campaigns of all different types, of all these categories you're looking at, right? And it's big money. You can run your own agency without running an agency, okay? Because this is digital, so you can pull off different things just by being a source, just by being a word of mouth, an evangelist of some sort. You can make a whole lot of money. And then content creator and influencer, right? That means if you're a YouTuber, you're a blogger, anything like that, right? That's an entrepreneur, right? You will make money, and you're supposed to pay taxes on them, right? At the end of the year. So freelance digital marketers, so you could literally go to platforms like Fiverr.com with the skill set you're about to learn, and you can set up gigs up there. Upwork.com, you can set up gigs up there, okay? And then you could get paid on your own terms, right? So I think freelance.com also exists, right? But those are two examples right there. You can set up a vendor account and offer services and then build reviews and deliver services like that, right? And you can do that. Fiverr.com used to be just all $5, but now you can even rate as much as up to thousands of dollars up there, right? Of course, it's smarter to have something you can offer at a lower price on those kind of platforms, right? And then there's also affiliate marketers. Affiliate marketing is basically when you sell other people's products online and you get a commission for that. 80% of the biggest businesses online, they have affiliate marketing, okay? So one of them being Amazon.com. It's called associate. You can be an Amazon associate and make a commission every time somebody buys something through your website or your links, okay? And a digital mini franchise is something we have introduced here, that basically you can set up your own shops online, and you can also have a team of people that are coming into your team, and they have their own franchise, and then you make money when they make money. All right. So when you think of viral, you've always thought about viral videos as just another entertainment video that went viral, right? and now you're finding out probably for the first time, hopefully, okay, maybe not the first time, you're finding out that your income can also go viral just by having a structure in place like the one we're about to help you build right now. Okay, so entrepreneurship, it's probably the it's not easy, by the way. It's simple but not easy, right? But it's probably one of the best ways to leverage the knowledge you're about to learn in digital marketing. But not everyone. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Like I said, I showed you 20 plus different job opportunities, and there are more out there that you would discover. Okay, so part of your homework, like I said, you're going to send me your insights. Basically, send me what you discovered as you were searching all the stuff on Indeed.com. And let me just put that here just in case you need to be. Indeed.com and LinkedIn.com. You create accounts up there. If you already have a job outside of digital marketing or anything like that, create a different account. Use a different email to create a different account for LinkedIn so you can track your digital marketing journey through that particular account, right? All right, so go ahead and again search for each one of those jobs, and then after you send me your insight, but also I want you to send me a list of all the different job opportunities that you discovered beyond just this 20. Okay, as you were searching and you were spending some time, spend at least an hour doing that. Okay, and that's your own work over the next week. You have a whole week to do it, right? And send that inside that email as well. So inside of the email, send me your insights, basically your thoughts. Okay, thoughts after searching all the jobs. Secondly, send me a list of all the job opportunities you discovered during your search. All right, homework right there. All right, so now the next thing, so that's the career path right there. That's why digital marketing is a fantastic thing to learn, right? So we are going to, at this point, I want to jump into a section here called the construct, okay? It's important that we talk about the construct of what we're going to cover here, because it's like a skeleton structure that holds, like pillars that hold everything together. We can call them pillars, okay? We can call them the 3 pillars. I am actually famous in the internet marketing world for teaching the 3 pillars. One of the first books that I wrote, well, it's not the first book I wrote, but the first book I published is called The Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. Inside of the book, I cover the 3 pillars, okay? And the 3 pillars is what you're looking at, There's a guy called Dan Kennedy. I do think that Dan Kennedy is a godfather of marketing, especially direct response marketing, which today we kind of call it digital marketing because obviously everything is digital now, right? But it simply means direct link from a producer to a consumer, okay? From a seller to a buyer. A direct link without the need for the middleman. You can see that everywhere. You can see that in music. You can see artists being their own label, right? You can see a lot of those things, right? So it's called decentralization, right? What is decentralization, and how does that even affect everything we're talking about right now? Let me search decentralization. Decentralization. So you're seeing these everywhere. You're seeing that in crypto. The whole point of crypto is decentralization of the financial institutions, right? What is decentralization according to Wikipedia here? Decentralization or decentralization is the process by which the activities of an organization, particularly those regarding plan and decision making, are distributed or delegated away from a central authoritative location or group, right? Yep. So that makes sense. So, for example, the banking and finance, right? Let me put that here. Decentralized finance is called DeFi. Okay, actually, that's actually a thing. It's an emerging financial technology based on secure distributed ledgers, similar to those used by cryptocurrency. Okay, basically, instead of just the bank deciding what the interest rates are, deciding how banking is done, now it's being distributed to ledgers, basically digital ledgers, that manages people's interaction and automatically keeps a secured form of non-biased way of distributing. I suppose somebody sits on a chair somewhere at the top and making a decision, right? Everyone gets to make the decision. Everything is getting decentralized. You have power decentralization, right? In power sectors, you had that in telecommunications, right? Same thing is happening with marketing. Back in the days, marketing was a big deal. You have to go through, to get access to millions upon millions of people, you will have to go through the CNNs, or no, so ABC. Back then, there are agencies attached to ABC, CBS, and the what's the third one? ABC, CBS, and I think that's what's the third major network? Old school, right? But that has changed. It's all decentralized, right? And we have digital marketing, right? So now you have the market, which is the people. I covered this extensively in the book, so make sure you read the book for even a more holistic understanding, I should say. Medium market, this is called the MMM. This came from Dan Kennedy. Market, which is the people that you're trying to sell to, the audience, right? The medium, right? Which is what's the medium? Is this like you advertising on CNN or on TV, on radio? Medium is essentially the singular for the plural media, right? So you can say medium or media, right? We could let's just call it media, right? Message, exactly what are you selling? And that's usually presented in marketing in the form of a message. Yet there's a product behind the scenes, but there's a message. There is some kind of message that will sell that product. So everything we're going to be doing in the digital marketing DMI 15 is going to be structured around these three things, okay? So I call it the VCP, right? The value, right? The connection and the people, right? Now, you can also say the PCV, right? Just it doesn't matter what order. Just understand that those three pillars are essential for everything we're going to be doing. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, good. All right, so now the other thing I want to share with you in terms of the construct as we move forward is what I call the ITTO: inputs, tools, and techniques and outputs. You can think of all of that as system. Okay? Positioning is going to be key here. It's not about how smart you are. It's about how smartly you can leverage the resources that are already available. Okay? There's so many resources. Listen, I used to sit down because again, my background was computer engineering, and that became a curse for me. Because basically, I wanted to design everything from scratch. And that's not leverage. That's not being an effective producer of any sort. If there are tools, you need to leverage them. There are techniques that are designed to make things easier and faster and simpler. You don't just say, no, I just prefer to do things from scratch. Yeah, that's the reason why most artists are broke. Right? Because most artists are not going to be Jay-Z. Right? Because they don't know when to get out of their own way. Everything has to be done from scratch. Nothing has to be done from scratch ever again. We are, as human beings, we're much more advanced, and there are things you can leverage to get to the result you're looking for a lot more faster. And it's just stupid to say, I just like to do stuff from the scratch. No, okay? If you really enjoy the process of being an artist and designing things from scratch, sure, by all means, but please don't be delusional and think that you are necessarily better. You're not. Okay, you're better at drawing things from scratch, and usually that means you're serving one person at any point in time. That means you're not able to put out value at scale. And the whole point of digital marketing is to be able to put out value at scale. If I can reach one person today, tomorrow I want to be able to reach 10 people. Scale, not 2 people. That's not scaling. That's addition of 1 to 1. But 10 people, that's multiplying it by 10x in it, right? And then the next day, 100 and 1,000, right? Doing things in a viral way like that, it's just if you're not doing that, you're slow. Because the world we live in, things have to be viral, okay? So how we do that, how we're able to accomplish that is systems, okay? So we're going to use systems a lot. I'll say, hey, the system is this. Why? Because you can take that system and transplant it to another human being and it'll create the same result all the time. But when we bring it down to an art, right? To an individual level, I just like to do things from scratch. That we can't replicate that fast enough to compete in a world that's moving so fast, okay? All right, and I know that in your heart you probably want to slow down the world to take in the smell the flowers, but that's just not reality. If you're trying to operate in the business world and there are business objectives, you better be competing. The same thing is applicable for you if you chose to go be an SEO specialist. You need to understand that you being able to come to your boss and say, I found a faster way to get that campaign out in a much more effective way, and we're going to get a lot more engagement. If you're not able to say things like that, your job is probably going to be replaced sooner or later. So systems, or ITTO, essentially means input, okay? Input, tools and techniques, okay? Essentially the processing, okay? And there's an output, right? And everything is done with respect to each other in this 4 different elements, or call it 3, because tools and techniques. So I'm going to be sharing some tools with you that I will give you a link and say, hey, go sign up. Some of them are freemiums, meaning you can sign up for free, right? Some of them you have to pay some money. And, the industry where the cheapest tools ever exist is digital marketing, right? For obvious reasons, because again, they're all digital. It costs a lot lower to create things that are massively valuable to people, right? So I can link you with a real estate deal and I can make $10,000 just because I learned digital marketing to link people as a medium with value. This is about delivering value to the marketplace. Okay? Nothing else matters. The details, how it was done, doesn't matter. As long as the value is delivered to the people. Once you understand that, your life becomes easier. Now, there's some things that we're going to group in. We're going to go deeper, right? Into each one of those 3 areas and elements, right? But that's basically what it takes. Okay? All right. So now, with that being said, what I want to do before we end this session on a good note, don't forget your homework. Okay, make sure you take care of your homework, because again, that's going to be a part of your certification. Okay, if you miss any, it's going to affect you. Okay, negatively, and it's going to make it harder for you to get certified. So I'm warning you, make sure you get your homeworks in. Okay, all right, good. And also, I'm saying some things, and your test at the end of it is gonna come out of things that I'm saying. So don't turn on those videos and then go and sleep somewhere and then say you've watched. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Don't do that. Make sure you're engaged and you're staying engaged, okay? All right, so I want to show you the front end of my Empire Pro, okay? Just so you can understand, give you as part of the overview of what we're going to be going through, okay? And I think it will make a lot of sense to you, but it will make even much more sense to you by the 15th week, okay? So if I go here, my Empire Pro, this seems like the front end, myempirepro.com. Who comes here? Who comes to this website? Who comes to this web page? See, there's web page and there's website. The website is the whole thing, all the pages, behind the scenes page. There are pages that you can't access from here. For example, when you log in here, some new different pages, like as a customer, it gets presented to you, right? And anyone who is a complete stranger will not see that on this page. They just won't see that, right? Also, when you go on the blog, you can see that drop down. There's much more to this, right? Then you have to dig in through the deeper hole right there, right? But anyway, there's a website and this is a web page right now. And as far as YouTube, Google, and the authorities online are concerned, each web page are separate all by itself. Okay, so there could be so many pages indexed on. I'll show you. Let me share something with you really quickly. How many pages are indexed on My Empire Pro? A good way to find out, you go to site, you go to Google. Let's just go to Google. Let me show you, make it easier for you. If you're on Google, right, you do site colon, and then you put that website there. We're talking about myempirepro.com right now. Then you press enter. Look at that, 726 results. That's 726 pages on this website alone. Okay, on this website alone. So think about that, right? Getting real, right? So there's so many pages for different reasons, for different things, right? That's been indexed. I mean, the website, the whole website is 2010, I think. Yeah. So it's more than 10 years old. So there's a lot of content up there, but what you can see is what I can show you, right? On the front end, like about books. So anyway, the front end, in terms of when you go to the website, before you come to this website, you kind of know who I am, or you know our business already, and that's how you came here, right? And like I shared in the book, there are 4 stages. There's discovery, there's awareness, right? There's consideration, right? And then there's conversion. All right, let me share that real quickly with you. Okay. Oh, there's discovery, there's awareness, there is consideration. This is the journey that your potential customers are going through, right? Consideration. So even on YouTube, same thing, right? People discover you for the first time, maybe on a homepage, or however, maybe you were a guest on a podcast. That's discovery, right? And the point I'm making in all of this is that the discovery is usually not the front homepage of the business. The question is, how did you find me? What was the discovery? There's a good chance that it was on Facebook, maybe, right? There's a good chance it was on Facebook, right? So maybe you were browsing on Facebook and then, on Instagram, and then you found me. So for example, okay, you go to Instagram, right? This is my Instagram page. By the way, make sure you're following me, okay? So if you are scrolling through, when you log into Instagram for the first time, I was logged in already, and typically you'll be on a phone, right? And you can scroll through here, 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 you can scroll through here. As you're scrolling and scrolling, and then we're seeing, and then boom, these are all different posts, right? It looks like they don't show ads. They're not showing ads on the desktop, right? But typically you will see an ad that will say at the bottom of it, to tell you that it's an ad. Let me see if I can, let's see here. All right, so let me just do this really quickly. I'm going to do this really quickly in front of you, make it simple. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Boom. All right. So I'm going to show you something really quickly in a second. All right. Scroll through. So we're scrolling through. There's another one right here. Another one. Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm about to transfer this to my desktop so I can show you really quickly. There's a way to do it, but we don't have time for that right now. Okay, it's coming up right now. Boom. All right, so we got this video. I just uploaded it from my phone, and so I can show you what it looks like on our actual desktop. Okay, there you go. So we have this video, right? So I'm just gonna place a 46-second video. As you can see, I was scrolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts, right? 6, that's posts. Okay, that was an ad. At 6, I saw an ad, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I see an ad. This is an ad. This is discovery. I took a snapshot of it because I wanted to show you what it looks like, right? And then I circled it. And you see learn more, or you see sponsored at the top of the post. That's an ad. There's 2 ads already in about, I don't know, 15 posts right now. And there's another ad right there, right? So that's an ad right there. Okay, so you get the gist. Okay, so that's social media right there, right? A bunch of posts that people posted. If you're engaging enough, you can actually post, right? But the point is that the ad is the discovery, right? This stage discovery, right? So after, if I click on the ad or I pause on it, I spend too long on it, then I'm becoming more aware. That's the stage that a customer is going through, a potential customer. They're becoming more aware of your brand or your product or whatever you're offering, right? And then they get to a stage called the consideration, right? So the point I was trying to make is that the discovery, people at the stage of discovery, they don't mistakenly come. They don't just come mistakenly to the front page of my website. That's not how that works. Okay, the way it works is that you actually have to advertise on other platforms, or you can optimize your web pages for the search engines. You're discovered on other platforms first. You're not discovered inside of yourself. And the problem that we will be solving over the next 15 weeks is helping businesses, helping your business. Instead of it's a ghost land, like your website is a ghost land, nobody comes there. It's nicely and decently designed, and you have all these different offerings and offers and different web pages, and nobody comes there, right? We're going to help you, or we're going to help you help other people turn their websites into a big deal. Okay, into a big deal. All right, so now let me just let's see here. All right, so let's go here. I'm going to go into my analytics just to show you some numbers that we do with just my Empire Pro. I have other properties as well, but the key thing is that you've been able to do it one time. If you're able to do it one time, you can do it multiple times over, right? So this is Google Analytics, and you're seeing some data from my Empire Pro. Okay, just in the last 28 days, we've had 1,198 users. Okay, now it's not really how big or small this number is. It's about, are you able to convert these people to paying customers? Okay, are they paying you nicely? Can you convert just 2%? Just 2% of 1,000 people will be about 20 people. Can you get them to buy something of value from you? That's really what it comes down to. It's about money, right? It's about profit, revenue, right? That's the bottom line at the end of the day, right? So that's just my EmpirePro.com. I'll show you one other property, right? As you can see, I have a few of them for different reasons, but actually a lot of this are not functioning. I have a different account where I show, but the only one that's functioning here is probably LolaandOla.com, where my wife and I share some marriage insights. So let's see what LolaandOla.com had in the last 30 days, 28 days, 30 days. Let's see, it's loading. Oh, okay, similar. 1,274. That's another 1,274. The question is that of all these users, right? can we turn them to engaged customers, right? People that will buy more and more from you. That's the question, okay? And we're going to be covering a lot of that, right? So you can see there's all those different sectors in the blog. There's the books, right? Again, people that stumble into this page is not just by mistake. How do we make that happen intentionally is the point of this program, DMI 15, right? All right, so you can see here under training, we have digital intensive, the program you're in right now for $5,000, right? We have the inner circle over there. We have other programs, right? So in services, we have the consult services for audit services and things like that, right? People that stumble into this are, that come into these pages are not in the discovery page stages. They are most likely in either the consideration stages or they are existing customers. They've already converted. They're just looking for better ways to improve whatever they want out of all this. So a quick recap. That's basically your first week. You have homework to do. This homework will help you in everything else. Next week we'll jump into traffic leads and sales. Everything, okay? We're going to talk about traffic leads and sales next week. But your homework, let me do a quick reminder for you. I want you to go all those things. If you have to rewind the video to get them again, do that. All of the jobs that I showed you in the career path, right? All of those jobs. We're gonna keep these videos because I want you to engage the video and I want you to write things. Grab a pen and paper and write things sometimes. So I'm not gonna give you notes to download. I want you to write them out yourself because it helps you retain, okay? Digital marketing specialist, and also I would suggest searching digital marketing by itself and see what comes in. I want you to search, and then I want you to come back to and send me an email, homework@myempirepro.net, not .com, .net, right? And then I want you to send me your insights, okay, and your thoughts after searching all the jobs. Okay, what are your thoughts? Just share your authentic thoughts with me. Okay, that's all I want you to do. Just share your authentic thoughts with me. And then the second part of that homework, in the same email, I want you to send me, you're not going to get a reply, but we are noting them and then they will apply towards your certification. Send me a list of all the job opportunities you discovered that I did not list. There are a ton of them. Okay, I want you to send me at least 7 of them. Okay, at least 7. Okay, let me just put that here because I know you're a busy person too. At least 7 job opportunities, right, that you discovered in the same world. Okay, that's gonna help you with getting more excited about the rest of this program. All right, thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you next week, and peace.